Kevin, let's talk about this new show, Pan Am.
Yes.
Tell me more about your role in the show.
So the bombing in Pan Am 103 is it's a pretty sprawling history of the bombing of the plane that dropped onto a little Scottish town called Lockerbie, and then it follows over many episodes. I think 6 episodes. The investigation that took almost 20 years to bring people to justice and have a trial. And I play in the final chapter of the drama the senior investigating officer, because it lasted so long. A lot of the police officers in charge were retired or moved on to different departments, different divisions. So there was a constant changing of the guard. So my character was the senior investigating officer who actually who helped find the final piece of the puzzle and kind of solve who really was responsible and apprehend them and bring them to trial.
Okay. You're Scottish, so I guess you grew up at that time.
Yeah.
What do you remember of that? Did it impact? Do you remember it?
I do, yeah. I mean, I was a young teenager at the time, and it was just before Christmas. Everybody had their Christmas trees up, and everyone was getting ready for. And I remember it was kind of in the evening, and I was in my pajamas. I just had dinner, getting ready to go to bed, and then this news flash came on the news. And what was so impactful at the time for us was, I'm from a little Scottish town in the north of Scotland called Elgin, and Lockerbie is a little Scottish town, very similar, almost same population to my hometown in the south of Scotland. So I think it really struck us all massively, and the whole country stopped, and we all, I know I felt that this could have happened to us, it could have happened to our town. So it really was a big psychological sort of shock to the system for the Scottish people.
Did that help when you were channeling your character as well? Or?
It did, I think I could feel it. I mean, when they asked me to be involved in this, they originally asked me to be involved in earlier episodes, but because of my Grey's commitments on Grey's Anatomy, I wasn't able to do it.
You're a doctor after all.
And I was, yeah, exactly. So I was really sad, and they were sad, and then they called me back a few weeks later and said, look, we think there's this role of the SIO in the final chapter of the show that we will time out, because I was finished the season at that point. Would you be interested in that? I was like, listen, I want to be involved in this because it impacted me so much. So yeah, I think all of us, all the Scottish cast, really felt very connected to it, and it felt important for us to tell the story, so it was quite cathartic.
And something that I found interesting in just the episode that we've seen so far is that it also looks at this kind of struggle between Scotland and American investigators to sort of control the investigation, I guess. And that's
I think that's one of the great messages of it, other than it being very historically accurate. I mean, it follows the investigation very accurately. The message, I think, is about leading with love, and I think one of the things that hampered the investigation, and part of the reason it took so long, was the agencies, the CIA, FBI, and the Scottish police. There was a lot of mistrust between them, and they would hold information and not quite share fully, and because there was fear. People were scared, and people were anxious, and people were fighting for their own corner. I think what happened was, over the years, they realized for any progress to happen, they needed to let down those walls and move through the fear and come to a much more place of trust and sharing. I think that's a great message, especially the state the world is in right now, and the state the whole world, everything that the whole world is going through. That's a message it's important to tell. I think that there was real progress started to happen once people stopped being afraid and started to actually trust one another.
I was reading, you've been on Grey's Anatomy for about 17 years?
16, yeah.
And initially when you signed up for your character, Dr. Owen Hunt, it was like a 5-year contract?
Yeah, that's right.
Could you have imagined at the time
Never could have imagined that at 16 years later I'm still on the show. I mean, before I did Grey's, I'd been working as an actor for about 16 years. And, went from job to job like every actor does, and had periods of not working and struggling and all the stuff that you go through. So then I get a 5-year contract, and I was like, 5 years seemed unimaginable, at that time. But it's become such a great family. It's changed my life completely. I've become a director on the show. I've directed more episodes than any other director. I've directed, I think, 46 episodes at this point. It's changed my life beyond recognition. And as I say, we've all been through so much at this point. behind the scenes. We celebrate when babies are born, and people get married when they meet on the show and have got married and have now got kids. I mean, it's, you know, and then people lose loved ones. My father died a few months ago, and I was directing the day he died, and you know, and everybody kind of gathered around me, and you know, so it really has become a family to a point that it's hard to describe. So yeah, but yeah, could I have imagined I'd be there 16 years later? Absolutely not. It's crazy. It's a huge blessing.
And when you play a doctor for so long, do you start thinking that you actually have medical expertise?
A little bit. You know,
do you ever raise your hand and, you know, when somebody calls?
Yeah. I almost did once. I almost like, wait, I can. Oh no, I'm not a doctor. But no, I mean, it's so. What you realize doing Grays, because we have these medical experts who teach us how to make something look accurate. What goes into it, and the level of expertise that you have to have. It's so beyond what any of us can really imagine. It's such a skilled job. It gives you huge respect. But no, I would never. I can take somebody's pulse. That's about all I can do. I can take your pulse. I can take your temperature. You know, I could maybe, you know, insert an IV. I could maybe do that.
Okay.
I think I could probably do that.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
I also read that you're also, you know, you've been quite vocal in your support for Scottish independence.
Right.
Why is that so important to you?
You know, it's not. I don't think it's really that relevant now. I don't think it's going to happen, and the world has changed so much since. I mean, that was almost 10 years ago.
Almost, yeah.
I think it was 10 years ago, and I think Scotland should have a chance to even try to stand on its own 2 feet, you know, I think it's funny because I remember. One of the big arguments that dissuaded people at the time to do it was the English government were like, well, if you leave Britain, you're not going to be part of the European Union anymore. And then look what happened, you know?
Yeah.
It's like suddenly we're like, well, then you voted to leave anyway. So I think the Scottish people felt kind of duped by that in a sense, because that was one of the main reasons Scotland wanted to stay part of Britain was to keep their place as part of the EU. So it's complicated.
Yeah.
You know?
Who knows where it'll go in the future. My last question for you, are you a fan of TV series? Do you watch TV?
I do. I mean, I just finished watching Severance, which I think is brilliant. I mean, Ben Stiller, I think, is such he was always great, but he's become such a brilliant TV director. One of the great shows of recent years, I think. I do watch television. I do watch. I don't watch a lot because I make so much television. It's hard to find time to watch TV. But the really great shows I do watch. Yeah.
Did you watch Adolescence? Because
I haven't watched it yet. I watched the first episode. I'm about to watch the last 3 on the plane. Yeah. Going back to Los Angeles, because I go back to start filming Grays quite soon. Okay. It's amazing, and that I love innovative ways to tell stories, and to tell that story in one shot like that is brilliant. So it's really beautifully executed.
And the impact it had politically as well.
Absolutely.
See, like,
a massive impact.
Want to actually show it in schools now.
Yeah, that's right. It's really important, that conversation about toxic masculinity and about the online element of what's happening to kids and their relationship with being online. I mean, I read an article recently saying that one of the concerns about AI, if we want to start talking about AI, is that we all have to be vigilant about our young kids, because, you know, every kid has this desire to have like a invisible friend, and essentially these AI agents that we're all gonna eventually have one that's just for us, this curated AI agent. They think in the next few years, the child is going to potentially have this this kind of an invisible friend who is their AI that they can completely disappear into and lose touch with their real world and their school friends and their schoolwork.
Potentially manipulate them as well.
So I think we all have to be quite vigilant these days about taking care of our young kids' minds.